Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us here today. I'm, of course, Gregor Guy.
My name's Casey.
And for your viewing and entertainment purposes, we are going to be presenting episode 32 of the Bangcast. So, what are we going to talk about this week?
Today we're talking... Well, alright.
Tentative title in progress, but I'm calling it 4F.
4F?
4F. Fucked Fables from Florida.
Alright. Got 4 Fs.
Cindy loved it. Shout out, Cindy. She thought it was fucking hilarious.
Alright.
Anyway, so basically what we're going to do, we're going to... this all started, by the way, when we did crazy stories from the internet. And I went through that thing where it just seemed like every story I was seeing was like from Florida, from Florida, from Florida, from Florida. So just a little background info. This is where this idea actually brewed, and we are doing it here today, this week. I'm fucking stoked.
All right.
So, do you want to go ahead and lead us off, or
I can lead us off. So, are you an artist by any chance? Do you consider yourself an artist in any way?
No.
No artistry whatsoever.
I mean, you know, as far as like drawing and painting shit.
Yeah.
No. Not at all.
Nothing. But have you ever done drawn a penis on a chalkboard?
I drew a penis on your forehead once.
On my forehead?
Yeah.
I don't remember that at all. I mean, it seems like that would be something I'd see in the morning.
It's been a while ago.
All right. So you have drawn penises. Are you a fan of penis drawings?
I mean, it's not something I seek out.
Got you. Do you know what the biggest penis drawing ever was?
I don't know. Maybe someone tracing mine?
Well, it's probably incorrect, because in 2015, a Florida man was flying a plane, and he was bored while he was flying this plane, and he was using a GPS tracking device that would trace his movements through the air. And this man drew a 20-mile...
I actually kind of remember this.
He drew a 20-mile long penis in the sky.
I actually remember this. And apparently that was a big thing on the fucking news.
Yeah, I saw it on the news too, yeah. It was... apparently, I mean, people were like, oh, it's so disgusting. Oh, whatever. Shut up. It was funny.
Yeah.
He probably got fired or something. It's ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it was a private plane, though, I believe, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, I know there was a lot of backlash to it, but, I mean, come on. He's just drawing a penis in the sky. What's wrong with that?
Sorry. This is why I say that this is going to be a good week.
Right.
So, yeah. I mean, I don't know what else to say.
So I could have said that in a different way, but I think I was trying to do a little setup.
Came out perfect.
Okay.
Came out perfect.
I'm gonna keep trying to do that.
Go with this.
All right. What you got? You got anything?
All right. Well, this should also, it should also be said that Cindy also sent me a link to a story.
Gotcha.
And that's what, just made me decide to 150% pull the trigger on this particular week.
Okay.
So, she sent me a link to a story where an alligator was fleeing from police.
Did he get away?
He got trapped under their car.
Oh, did they run him over?
No, I'm pretty sure the car was stopped.
Okay.
But at the same point in time...
It was trapped head first, though, right?
Well, actually, no. It looked like it made it all the way under, and then half of its body was sticking out the other side, but then it got stuck.
I got you.
So, that's what it looked like to me. But, I mean, there you go. A fucking alligator was fleeing and eluding police. Now, I wonder this. Are they going to charge that alligator with fleeing and eluding police?
I'm surprised they didn't try to tase it. Can you tase an alligator? Would that even work?
I don't know. Would it?
I don't know. But would they have to charge themselves with animal cruelty?
These are all good questions to have. I never even thought about that. Jesus Christ.
So the trick is to be able to capture the alligator without having to commit a crime yourself for animal cruelty.
You just let it run under your car. Yeah, that's the trick. Is that what
I
you're
mean,
saying?
I don't think they meant for it to happen, but I think it probably turned out well since it got trapped under the car. Because I don't know how else to catch an alligator.
Now, my larger concern here is that police officers are wasting their time chasing an alligator.
I mean, they could have.
Did anyone else even, come up with that before I even said it?
I don't really think you're wasting your time, because if this alligator's running around through the suburbs and it finds a dog or a small child, I mean, then you got real problems.
That's nature.
That's nature.
I don't know what else to say. That's nature.
That's life in Florida.
Yeah.
It's the Florida life.
4F. That's all I'm saying. 4F.
You're hanging out on your porch, and all of a sudden you get eaten by an alligator.
Yeah, and you're 2. That could be a problem, but
Yeah. All right.
yeah. But I thought that one was. Thanks, Cindy. Shout out.
Well, I have another alligator story for you.
Okay.
I probably should have said it that way, so I'm gonna whatever. I'll just tell you the story anyways. I meant to kind of set it up in a different way, but I was gonna ask you if you were gonna use an animal to hold up a business. Which animal would you use to hold up a business?
Well, I'm gonna have to go ahead and assume that this is gonna be an alligator.
Yes, because I fucked up and I told the story. I said it too early, but would you hold up a drive-through window at a Wendy's
With an alligator.
with an alligator?
With an alligator.
Yes. So in 2016 in
I
February,
mean, you can't make this shit up.
in 2016 in February, a Florida man in West Palm Beach threw a live 3.5 foot long alligator into a Wendy's drive-through.
He chucked it in through the drive-through window.
Yes.
How is that robbing it? That's just like fucking with the employees.
Well, I don't know how it was considered robbing, but he was charged with petty theft. So that's how I assumed that he was attempting to rob the Wendy's, and possibly maybe they didn't.
Well, okay. My question would be this: Did he get his food, throw the alligator in there, and then drive off?
Maybe that's the petty theft.
That's what I'm saying.
Right. Okay. All right. So maybe that's what happened.
We don't know for sure, but I mean,
Right.
like I said, that is my hypothesis.
So not only was he charged with petty theft, he was also charged with assault with a deadly weapon with intent to kill.
How they charge him with assault with a deadly weapon? It's a fucking alligator. It's an alligator a deadly. Are they calling an alligator a deadly weapon?
I would think that an alligator is. I don't know if a 3.5 foot alligator is
Right.
a deadly
No, that's
weapon.
just like a nuisance that you got to fucking kick a couple times.
It's like that big. You just
I
have,
mean, 3.5 foot's like yay big.
I mean, we used to both.
But I mean, most of that is probably the tail too.
Right.
You know.
You
I'm
used to work at a fast food restaurant. I used to work at a fast food restaurant. How would you feel if you were just handing somebody their food and it came back the other way instead of a handful of money? A 3.5 foot alligator comes flying through the window.
What would I do?
I'd probably scream like a bitch. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, I didn't know. I'd walk outside, get in my car, and I would find that guy on the side of the road somewhere. Motherfucker.
All right.
Anyway,
that's my gator story.
robbing a drive-through with an alligator. Fucking Lord. I don't know what else to say. All right, we'll go ahead and move on from there. A Florida woman, not a man.
Florida woman. All
It
right.
was a woman this time.
All right.
She was arrested and charged with aggravated assault after farting loudly and then pulling a knife on the man who confronted her.
I mean, what does there say about that? I don't know what they're saying.
Well, but the question is was she charged with aggravated assault because she farted loudly? I mean, I would have to
I would
assume
assume
it
it's
was
the knife.
because she pulled a knife, but I mean, is there a misdemeanor for farting too loud in public in Florida?
I don't think there is.
Let us know down in the comments below.
I would assume that there's probably some kind of at least law, at least some places in the country.
Did she break a noise ordinance?
I would.
Oh.
that would be pretty fucking loud if you did that. But I think there's like some people can do it on purpose, and I think there's probably laws somewhere in the country about purposefully passing gas on on another person.
Okay.
I would suspect. I don't know if there's one in Florida.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Honestly, I don't know, but
but to get mad enough that somebody's like, "Oh man, did you shit yourself?"
Okay,
and then,
well, on top of that, how loud? This is my question: how loud did it have to be, or how bad did it actually have to smell for the guy to be like, "What are you doing, woman?" you know? I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And she's like,
Maybe it's like, because I know some people have like disabilities where they can't control their body, and maybe it's something that happens to her all the time, and she just gets mad about it because there's nothing she can do about it.
So if she can't control her body and she gets mad when she farts, that's a problem.
Right. I don't know.
Just saying. Anyway.
All right.
I thought that was hilarious.
So I have another one here.
Okay.
All right. So there's a hurricane coming, right?
There's always a hurricane coming.
Yeah, there's a hurricane coming.
It's hurricane season.
We've lived through hurricanes before.
That's right.
Have you ever felt the need to step out on your porch and confront this so-called hurricane?
All the time.
You ever pull out a gun and just decide that you want to threaten the hurricane and make it turn around and go the other way?
All the time.
Well, guess what? In 2017, a Pasco...
Is this a story from Florida or Maryland?
Florida.
Okay, fair enough.
A Pasco County sheriff officer, a sheriff, decided that he was compelled to tell the residents to not shoot at the hurricane,
To not
and that
shoot at the hurricane?
it will not turn around if you do so.
Okay, so he actually, I assume that this is like the head sheriff guy, right?
Right.
The sheriff of the county.
Right.
He felt compelled
Right.
to tell the citizens,
Yes.
don't shoot at the hurricane.
Because it will not turn around.
It will not go away.
Well, this kind of all started. There's a guy, he decided to make...
I was hoping that was a backstory.
It was a joke. The guy was like, he put a Facebook post on telling to shoot. He was going to shoot at the hurricane and make it turn around, and that. So the media picked up on the story, and
That shit don't work.
No, the media picked up on the story. It was a joke to start out with. I don't know how many people they thought were dumb enough to think that it would work, but obviously I don't think very many.
We are talking
about Florida,
correct?
But
Just making sure we're on the same page.
the media took it seriously. That caught the sheriff's attention, and the sheriff had to say, "Hey, people, do not go outside. Do not pull out your guns, and do not shoot at the hurricane. It will not go away."
Yeah, I mean, on top of that, you got to assume, you got some good wind going on there. So,
Right.
who knows where that round's landing? I don't even want to think about it.
Probably about 200 miles that way.
We're 200 miles that way.
Right.
Who knows?
I don't even know what that. I wonder if anybody's actually done. I would like to see an experiment if anybody shot something into the air and had some kind of tracker into it and found out where it landed. And if that experiment hasn't been done before, I would definitely like to participate in said experiment.
There you go. Let us know down in the comments if you want to see that on Baghead STEM. All I'm saying.
Where would a projectile land if you shot it in the middle of a hurricane?
Honestly, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what to say other than that. Yeah, I don't know. All right. Ready for my next one?
All right, ready.
I mean, this one, I'm pretty sure everyone has, like, at this point in time, actually heard this one before, but a woman.
A Florida woman. Another Florida woman.
A woman in Florida.
A woman in Florida.
We don't know if she's a Florida woman, but it was a woman in Florida by the name of Crystal Methvin.
Crystal Methvin. All right.
Was arrested.
That tells us something about her parents and the trajectory of her life going forwards.
Yeah, I mean, I remember actually hearing about this like years ago.
All right.
But it just needed to be brought up today because, yeah, guess what? Crystal meth just got busted for possessing crystal meth. There you go. You heard it here first. Actually, it was a couple years ago, so It wasn't just. We'll say.
I feel bad for Crystal. I really do.
Yeah,
I don't think she had another choice.
Realistically, that is a fucking shitty name.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be mad at my parents.
I mean,
I'm surprised.
Worse than a man named Sue. There's been some pretty messed up names.
I'm kind of surprised this wasn't like, a Menendez situation here.
Those were Florida men too, weren't they? Or were they from California?
I thought they were Texas. I don't know. I don't remember.
All right.
I don't remember. That was like a long time ago too. Jesus. How the world has changed.
I feel bad. I'm cheering for Crystal. I'm pulling for Crystal that she gets out of the lifestyle. She changes her last name to something a little bit more healthy.
Or does she go to rehab and become the most popular person in rehab?
Possible. I mean, what other names could you put behind Crystal? You could put Crystal Ring, Crystal Glass, Crystal
Pipe.
Well, that's just as bad as Crystal Methvin. I'm trying to think of positive things that could change your last name to.
Crystal Bong.
Crystal Ball.
Crystal Bong.
Oh, now you're going right back in the same direction you were before.
There is a theory to my madness.
That you want her to stay a drug addict and entertain you?
If I could hear more stories like this, yes, 100%. Fucked up fables from Florida. Right? Fucking genius. Genius name. Genius title. Genius week. I'm having a great time doing this, just so you know. It's been a while since I've been this fucking amped up and excited on a Bangcast.
You're pumped to talk about Florida man.
Fucked up Florida man, Florida woman stories.
And the poor decisions of other human beings.
Yeah, exactly. It and actually it makes me feel better about being me.
Right. You remember how we had a conversation the other week about how you might be the greatest person in the world, but that one negative thing you do, that's what everybody reminds you of, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I shouldn't go to that hooker.
Well, now you're going to jail.
Actually, that's going to be our short.
Okay. I don't know if you want to do that either. That's all anybody hears. They don't even know that there's a background to it.
Right? Yeah, it doesn't matter. Yeah, that makes it even better.
That's it.
Yeah, I think so. Anyway, let's move on. Next one.
Moving on to the next one. You ever just like feeling down one day and just hanging out and drinking by yourself and you just get down on yourself?
Sounds like every day.
You ever been that way? Like so bad that your neighbor called the police and because he thought you were suicidal? No,
never that bad.
I mean, that's pretty bad. That's pretty down.
Pretty bad.
Low.
That's pretty low.
Yeah. Well, there was a man in Orlando in 2018 where he was down on his luck, having a few drinks, probably very depressed. His neighbor calls the police and says, "Hey, man, I think my buddy here, I think he's feeling kind of suicidal. Can you come pick him up?" And they picked him up and they took him to the hospital, where he kind of waited for like he was waiting for the doctor for about 2 hours, right?
Yeah.
2 hours waiting for a doctor. Nobody wanted to come see him. He even went to the hospital because nobody would talk to him. You know what I mean? But he got kind of bored sitting there for like 2 hours. He decided to steal the ambulance because he wanted to go home.
How else is he going to get home?
Exactly. How else was he supposed to get home? You picked him up because he was feeling down on himself. You make him sit in a hospital for 2 hours. That'll make you even more depressed. Sitting in a hospital for 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Waiting for the
Hospital
doctor.
setting is very depressing. Let's be honest.
What are you going to do?
Same one time. Okay.
He could have called a cab, I guess. I don't know.
Maybe he didn't have a phone.
Maybe he didn't even have his. Maybe he forgot his wallet at home.
And if you go up to like the receptionist desk and be like, "Hey, can I use the phone to call a cab?" They look at you like you're fucking on like serious narcotics.
I guess you don't have a choice at that point.
Yeah.
You don't have a choice.
I don't know what it is.
You have
but
to walk down
apparently
the parking lot. You find a ambulance just sitting there with the keys inside of it, and be like, "That's my ride, bro."
I kind of would have done the same thing.
You think so? Yeah.
Yeah. If I didn't have a ride home, yeah. See.
Well, I mean, how depressed are you going to be now that you got charges on you for stealing an ambulance, and now you're sitting in prison?
Well, I mean, at the same point in time, I kind of think that this actually falls on the hospital.
Yeah, 2 hour wait.
2 hour
I
wait.
mean, I've done it before. I'm not gonna lie. I've sat at a hospital for 2 hours. Granted, I wasn't drunk and I wasn't there because somebody brought me because they thought I was suicidal.
Are you sure?
What do you mean?
No, I'm just asking if you're sure.
Oh, I might have been at the hospital when I was drunk. I just don't remember. I have been at the doctor's because of something I did while I was drunk.
I think, yeah, I've definitely done that too.
I think that's the story of a lot of people. I think that's 25% of all hospital visits is due to alcohol. 50% of marriages.
There you go. Just federally legalized weed. You heard it here first.
I mean, then you're just going to have people sit in the hospital because they're stoned and.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a lot less likely to injure yourself while you're
That's
stoned
true.
than you're drunk.
That's probably true.
I mean, if you're stoned, you're not getting into fights. Number one, so that eliminates like probably 40%
Right.
right there. Just saying,
Yeah.
it's a thing. Write that down.
Write that down. So,
All right, ready for my next one?
next one.
My next one's actually going to be a good one.
All right.
Apparently, a man in Florida
Mm-hmm.
was reportedly shitting in random parking lots. He has been
He's a mad shitter.
deemed. He has been deemed Crapper Man by the local police. Crapper Man.
He needs a cape. He needs a cape with some tights, but the butt side of the tights is cut out.
They need to be brown tights.
Brown tights.
Brown tights and a brown cape.
And it's got to be cut out. The butt's got to be cut out, so he can just poop freely anytime he wants to.
Oh, that would be so great. But anyway,
And that's the picture on a shirt. He's just
Oh.
a circle with a poop emoji on the shirt.
right. That'd be so great. Crapper Man. There you go. You heard it first. If you're out there, you're watching, man. Fucking. But anyway,
It'll be like the
when
Incredibles,
asked for a comment,
but slightly dirtier and smellier.
that's very true. But when asked for a comment, the local police chief says, and I quote, "This really stinks."
I like a cop with a good sense of humor. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, I got no problem with that. I mean, actually, I thought it was kind of hilarious. Especially, you got the media up in your face, they're grilling you and everything, and you're like, do you have a comment on the Crapper Man? Yeah, it really stinks. Meanwhile, they got these fucking microphones and shit up in your face. Fucking assholes.
He should have just been like, "It happens. What happens?
Shit.
You know what happens. It happens."
Shit happened. Forrest Gump.
There could have been like maybe like I can think of like maybe like 4 or 5 good ways that the police officer could have answered that, you know, and that would be my number one. My number one would be it happens. You know what I mean?
I don't know.
Sometimes it happens.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it really stinks.
You think that's the top of the cake?
I think that's
you don't. You can't get it a bit better.
No, I don't think so.
No. All right.
What do you have to say about the Crapper Man? Yeah, it really stinks.
It happens. Sometimes.
Let us know down in the comments which one you think is better. Anyway.
All right. Next up, we got. You ever just like hanging out by yourself and feeling kind of lonely, and you want to hang out with your friends, like real bad. You ever had that kind of feeling?
I mean, yeah. I mean, sometimes you get bored, but I mean, that's why I hang out with my dog.
Right. I got you. But sometimes it's nice to hang out with another person.
It's nice to have
good conversation.
Yeah.
And sometimes you just really miss your friends, especially when you can't hang out with them.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You know, and this guy in Indiana River, Florida, in May 2018, he was really bummed, man. He really wanted to hang out with his friends. And he was taking like synthetic substance, so he wasn't really in the right
synthetic substance, like
yeah, yeah, something like that. I didn't want to name it. I don't know what it is, anyways. But he wasn't really in the right frame of mind. But he really, really wanted to hang out with his friends. So he hopped up into his car and he was like, "I'm gonna go see my buddies." So he drove his car directly into a front door, and he was arrested after getting tangled in some razor wire because his friends were at the county jail.
No way. There's no way.
Yes.
Only in motherfucking Florida. That's all I'm saying. Drove a car through the fucking jail?
Yes. And he threw the front door of the jail. Got tangled up in some razor wire, still trying to get to his buddies. I guess he gets to hang out with them as much as he wants now.
Yeah.
I mean,
problem solved, right?
Problem solved. He's with his friends now.
That's a great one.
Yeah, I think
I don't care what kind of substance you're on. At what point in time are you so fucked up that you're like, you know what would be a good idea? Let me drive my car through the wall of the fucking county jail.
I mean, some people get really lonely, you know? Sometimes you just gotta hang out with people. Plus, there's like 3 meals. You got 3 meals. You got 3 meals coming. You got a bed. It's not so bad.
That fucking ramen's looking good.
And that's where your friends are.
Was it really because he was lonely, or was it because he was trying to bust him out?
Look,
just out of curiosity.
I don't know the answer to that question.
These are obviously questions well above our pay grades.
I'm just doing my best to set it up in the most best way possible that you're kind of shocked by the ending. That's actually what I'm going for.
Yeah, you've been nailing it, man. I'll give you that. Give you that. You ready for my next one?
All right. What's your next one?
All right, my next one is a professional tennis match.
Mm-hmm.
Was stopped due to the audio or audible nature of loud sex going on in the background.
I got you. Yeah. There's definitely some balls bouncing.
That's all I'm saying.
That's all you're saying?
It doesn't sound no different than a tennis match anyway. Why did they have to stop it? Why did they have to stop it?
Look, there's 100% a difference between and
You want to hear a funny story?
okay.
way back when they had the Baltimore Grand Prix, and I went with my dad
Right.
and everything. They anyway on Friday, which was like the first day of like practice when they were doing that shit. There was like we posted up in like one of these grandstands toward the end of the day. It was actually probably close to. It was probably the last practice session. We'll say I don't even remember what series it was that was out there driving at that point in time. But there's a hotel that had all glass windows for the shit, and you saw some dude just railing some chick right up there, and that got the biggest cheer of the day from the entire crowd.
So did somebody point up there to have?
Oh yeah.
That what happened?
And then everyone's like watching, and we're fucking like, yeah.
Do you think he did that on purpose?
Probably, I would have.
All right.
I would have. And then he's probably sitting there, doing his thing, like, yes.
So could he tell if he was looking out of the window?
No,
No. Okay.
it was too far away.
Too far away. All right.
But either way, yes, it was seen. We'll say
It was seen by many people,
many people.
and that one was heard by many people
There you go.
at a tennis match, which is generally pretty quiet, other than the ball bouncing back and forth and the people yelling.
All I'm saying is it sounds the same.
It does, and it doesn't.
Yeah.
Certain tones are very accurate
Fair.
between either one.
That's fair.
You ready for another one?
Sure.
All right. So, ever been like an accident? You like dash cam videos and stuff like that? You ever like watch YouTube videos with dash cams and stuff like that?
Not that often, quite honestly.
Right. But you see.
I mean, I have seen them. Yes, sure.
and you have you ever thought about putting a dash cam in your car?
No.
No. I mean, you think it would be useful if you got into a car accident and somebody tried to say it was your fault when it's your fault?
Well, it doesn't matter because Maryland's a no-fault state.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Well, I don't know if Florida.
Unless you admit fault.
I wonder if Florida is a no fault state. I don't know the answer to that because that would definitely make this story way dumber if it's a no fault state.
Okay.
All right. But you could see how it could be useful for deciding if somebody's at fault for an accident, right?
Let us know down in the comments whether or not Florida is actually a no-fault state.
Well, this man in Palm Beach in 2018 in April, he got into a car accident. He was very sure that it was not his fault that the accident occurred. When the police came, he willingly gave up his dash cam to the police so that they could use it for their investigation.
Okay.
He was 100% exonerated from the accident. By the way, he was definitely not.
What got caught on the dash cam
He was-
got him in trouble?
He was
That's what I want to know.
he was definitely not at fault for the accident.
Definitely not a fault for the accident. There you go. You're here first.
However,
But
earlier in the day, he was filmed himself with his own dash cam robbing a beauty supply store by taking a baseball bat out of his trunk and smashing the front window.
he robbed a beauty supply store.
I mean, I don't know what's in beauty. Maybe there's expensive things. Maybe that's the things he knows.
You're telling me he basically robbed the Bed Bath and Beyond?
It was Sally's something or other. I do remember what the name was, Sally's something.
Oh, Sally's.
But
They used to have a Sally's down in Aberdeen.
I mean, there's got to be expensive stuff in a Sally's, right?
I don't know.
You think there's like perfumes or I mean, hair like there's different conditioners. And,
You're asking me like I've ever been in one?
I guess I'm asking the wrong person about shampoos, conditioners, and perfumes. All right, I apologize. I was not aware that you didn't realize that some shampoos were very expensive.
Right. I mean, does it look like I fucking own any hair gel or anything like that?
I mean, I'm surprised. I'd be surprised if you own shampoo.
Everyone owns shampoo.
I'm just fucking with you.
Actually, as gay as this sounds, but I actually prefer Garnier Fructis.
Garnier Fructis. Okay, yeah, that probably smells pretty good.
It does.
I'm a Head and Shoulders guy. I've always used Head and Shoulders, but I do use the apple smelling kind now. There's a sour apple Head and Shoulders that I use.
I like the aloe because I got dry scalp.
Okay, I got you. Well, that's what specifically what Head and Shoulders is made for is.
Well, I mean that's more or less for dandruff and shit.
Right, it's the same thing though. That's dry scalp.
Well, no. I mean, dry scalp. Dandruff is flaked, but I have dry scalp. Like it's just I don't know how to. This is obviously a tangent, but
Okay.
this is. It's like like the skin is just like hard, but it doesn't flake. You know what I mean?
All right. So, beware if you plan on robbing a store and then getting into a car accident and giving the police permission, which they would not have had you not handed it to them to exonerate yourself from a car accident.
Make sure you don't commit a felony beforehand and have it on camera.
Yes.
Dummy.
All right, I only got one more after this next one.
Well, might have to. Is the last one good?
It's pretty good. You want me to just do it?
Nope.
Okay.
Nope. Save it.
Save it?
Save it.
I can't. I don't know if I can save it, man.
What do you mean? No, you got to save it.
All right.
Look, you got to save it.
Okay. Well, you do one more, and then I'll do one more.
No. I'm going to do a couple.
Okay. All right. Go ahead.
Okay. A man in Florida took a forklift. Possibly stole a forklift. Not 100% sure on that.
Okay.
And he drove it into a liquor store. And after arrested, he was quoted by saying he was compelled by a hookah-smoking caterpillar to, I guess, drive the forklift through the wall of the store. A hookah-smoking caterpillar.
I mean, that would be a pretty cool caterpillar. I'll admit.
I'd hang out with the motherfucker.
I mean, I think there should, if there's not, there should definitely be some hookah-smoking caterpillar art. Because I think...
NFTs, bitches.
Scam your way to be rich with your NFTs.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say to that. Fucking 4F.
Hookah smoking caterpillar.
Yeah.
I mean, if a caterpillar was smart enough to hang out and smoke a hookah with me, I might do something for the caterpillar. You know what I mean?
Like crash a forklift into a fucking liquor store.
I mean, if that caterpillar really, after smoking a hookah, wanted a drink, I guess I'd be obliged enough to steal a forklift and drive it into a liquor store to quench its thirst.
Fair enough. All right. Next one I got.
Next one. Right.
Next one. A man in Florida calls 911 on himself for DUI. And he is quoted telling the dispatcher, the 911 dispatcher, I've been trying to get pulled over, actually.
I mean, maybe he just wasn't driving bad enough, man. Maybe some people...
Yeah, he should have been swerving more or some shit. Right. I don't fucking know.
But really, how could they prove... If they didn't catch him drunk driving, how can they prove that he was drunk driving? Maybe he was just hanging out at home. He wanted some attention. He wanted to say that the cops were bad.
I mean,
right?
That is a possibility. What if he actually was sitting in his house?
He got hammered.
I was trying to get pulled over, actually. And he's fucking sitting in his house.
You can't prove, unless there's a dash cam,
Yeah, and I guess if you
You'd have to stand in front of the car and like have a couple drinks and then get in the car and then drive around. But I mean, you can't if you're gonna be at home already, right? And then call the cops and say, "Hey, I'm drunk driving." How are the cops gonna prove that you were drunk driving?
yeah. I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point.
All right,
Ready for the next one?
next one.
Next one. A man in Florida
Mm-hmm.
tries to kiss a rattlesnake. Guess what the fuck happened?
He got a lot of tongue. I'm gonna guess he got some tongue in that one.
You got some venom in him. Wait, I'll do that again.
I don't know if that picks up on the mic. I have no idea.
Do it one more time.
We'll have to check it after the fact.
I'll figure out a way to make it pick up on the mic.
But if they didn't hear it, it was very sloppy.
Yeah. What on earth would possess you to try and kiss a fucking rattlesnake?
I mean, he wanted to put his venom in the rattlesnake, and I guess the rattlesnake wasn't quite into that.
Well,
so he gave him some of his
I
venom.
don't think the rattlesnake was probably a willing participant at this point in time. We'll say.
I don't know. So where did he get bit by this rattlesnake?
4F. I actually do not know that, but I assume in the face.
You assume.
I assume.
Are you sure he wasn't trying to do other things with this rattlesnake?
Fucking Florida. God damn it.
I didn't even know there was rattlesnakes in Florida. I know they're like Texas and Arizona and stuff like that. Unless he's got like a pet rattlesnake. But who's dumb enough to have a pet rattlesnake? I mean, there's people out there that are dumb enough to have pet rattlesnakes. There are people.
People in Florida are dumb enough to have pet rattlesnakes.
Yeah, all right.
I can see that 150%.
Case solved.
The case of the person who is stupid enough to have a pet rattlesnake.
You know, we can save some of these for next time.
Yeah, I want to get through. I'll do them again. Or I'll have a new list next time.
Right.
These are all from like 2017, 2018.
Right. Yeah, these are too. Now, I did have to turn some of them down because some of the ones I found were not Florida ones. So maybe next episode we can have Florida man across the country. So we're not just specifically stuck to people in Florida. We can actually use people in all of the country.
I don't know. I think 4F is much funnier.
All right.
I don't know. It's a discussion to be had. But anyway, the next one I got is a lawyer defending a man on trial for arson. Gets his pants caught on fire in court.
How do you catch?
Do you think
yourself
the
on fire
arsonist
in
did
court?
it? That's my question. Do you think the arsonist set this dude on fire?
Maybe it was one of the victims. Maybe they were standing behind him. Threw some matches at
Well,
him.
I mean, have you ever been in a courtroom? There's a decent gap between.
And maybe he just wanted to show how good he was at catching fires.
I don't know.
But do you think he was trying to prove a point?
Yeah, like I'm flammable.
He was too hot to handle?
Okay, fair enough. That's a good one. That's a good one. Next one I got is
All right.
a man attacked an ATM for giving him too much money.
That ATM has the nerve.
I wish I knew this ATM. Just saying.
I wish I knew this ATM too. I mean, that would be like, that should be like a Christmas surprise for ATMs. Like around the holiday times, maybe it just pops out an extra 20 at you. Maybe the bank can give back a little bit.
It's almost better than the Christmas hand job.
I mean, really,
Just saying.
really not really, because you might be able to buy a hand job with that $20, and you might be able to decide that you would rather have something else with that $20.
Just say anything about paying for it.
All I'm saying is you can get many different things with the $20.
Anyway. Jesus Christ.
All right, next.
Police somewhere in Florida have found a golf cart chop shop
Golf cart chop shop.
in a retirement home.
These old people these days.
Fucking old people. Ruining the country, you old whippersnapper.
These old people these days, they just don't know the laws. They just can't stay within the lines.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of nuts.
They're gonna ruin the last 5 years of their life. You know, breaking the law.
I don't know. I don't know. I wouldn't think that golf cart parts would be a huge black market operation, but apparently it is.
It is in Florida, I guess.
I guess. Next,
Next,
a man in Florida steals a tiki hut floating in the middle of the ocean.
how do you steal a tiki hut if it's floating out in the middle of the
The
ocean?
Coast Guard actually charged him with commandeering the vessel because it doesn't have an engine.
So is he like a pirate now? Is he considered a pirate?
Maybe. I don't know. I don't have the answer to that.
And how far off land do you have to be before you cannot be charged by the Coast Guard?
You have to be in international waters, I would assume.
Okay, and that's like 50 miles, right?
I don't know that for a fact or anything.
I think it is. I think
It sounds about right.
I think 50 miles off the
I think
coast.
it's actually 20.
20?
I think it's 20.
All right, so he was definitely within that 20.
He was smack dab in the middle of the fucking bay. So, yeah, he wasn't 20 miles. No.
So there was nobody else on this floating raft? I mean, how can you claim a floating raft in the middle of the water?
A floating tiki hut.
A floating tiki hut. All right. Was it man-made? Was it kind of like a boat?
Yes, it was man-made.
Okay, all right. Well,
Yeah, I like I said, I don't know what to say on that one. Quite honestly.
a tiki hut. I have to look that up. I don't even know what a tiki hut is.
I'll show you a picture later.
All right.
Let's see. A man in Florida portraying the Easter Bunny was arrested for getting into a fight in downtown Orlando. That's all the information I have on that.
He was an Easter bunny, and he was getting in a fight. I mean, this kind of stuff happens all over the place, to be honest. I mean, they had Avengers getting into fist fights in the middle of New York City in Times Square, fighting for, like, rights for a corner to take pictures and stuff like that.
Right.
I mean, and I could see some
But at the same point in time, think about this. A man in an Easter Bunny suit comes up to you and is like, what the fuck? What do you do?
Well, I mean,
What do you do?
I don't think that's how it happened.
Yeah, I'm sure it's not.
I'm gonna guess that this guy, he was like doing it for work or something like that. He was in an Easter Bunny costume, which is probably hot as all hell to start with. You're in Florida, so it's even hotter as hell
But
in
it's
Florida.
also Easter time, so it's probably a little cooler, we'll say.
Easter time, Florida's hot all the time, not just in the middle of the summer. So you're in an Easter Bunny suit, sweating your balls off. You got probably some a-hole walks around the corner, starts making some noises, or maybe hits you or grabs your tail or slaps your ears or something like that. And all you're trying to do is get through the day with these bratty ass kids trying to give out some eggs or something, and some asshole comes and slaps your ears, and now it's on. Now the Easter Bunny is gonna turn into the Easter Bunny from what's that movie with the holy hand grenade? I'm gonna gnaw your legs off. National Lampoon, and the Holy Grail. Now you got this. Now you're turning into this blood feeding rabbit, just going after everybody.
All right, fair enough.
You haven't seen that movie? Holy crap! You've never seen National Lampoon's Holy Grail?
No, not Holy Grail.
Holy crap!
Sorry.
I don't. Maybe it's not the Holy Grail one, but the Holy Grail was part of it. But that movie is funny. You have to see it.
Are you sure it's not Monty Python?
Yeah, Monty Python. What did I say?
Go back here, I'll bite you to death.
Yeah. I'll knock your legs off. It's only a flesh wound.
It's definitely not National Lampoon's.
No. Yeah.
All right, I got one more.
Okay, one more.
One more.
And then I'll do one last.
And then you can end with yours. A woman this time in Florida.
A Florida woman
stabs an innocent bystander with an EpiPen.
Why would you do that, Cindy? Come on, Cindy.
Come on, Cindy. Get your shit together.
You gotta save those things. There's a whole list of other things you could stab somebody with. Why did it have to be an EpiPen?
She actually sent me this story.
Okay.
So that's kind of a dickish move.
Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why she sent it to you. She wanted her
a woman in Florida
named Cindy
stabs an innocent bystander with an EpiPen because she states, and this was also a drunk woman in Florida.
Okay.
And she states because she is allergic to drunks.
So she stabbed somebody else with the EpiPen.
Yes.
But if you're allergic to something, you have to stab yourself with the EpiPen. It doesn't work that way.
I don't know. I'm not a doctor. But trust me, I do not understand the logic here either.
Listen.
Once again, story from Florida. What do you want? Period in the story. It's closed. Florida, guilty.
Alright, here's my last one.
Last one.
You think it's important to stay in shape?
No.
No, not important. I mean, but you would consider that for somebody just out there doing like a little workout, you know, be a healthy kind of thing.
No.
What about your ability to defend yourself? You think that would be a healthy thing to be able to defend yourself?
I'm pretty confident in my ability to defend myself.
Would you ever like practice karate out in the open or anything?
No.
No, you wouldn't do that?
No.
Well, in Orlando in 2018, a man was he's out hanging out at the lake, you know, practicing his karate, trying to be like Bruce Lee and stuff like that.
Yeah, okay.
But I'll tell you what, the Swans did not appreciate him practicing karate.
What?
He was kicking the crap out of some Swans in Disneyland. In Disneyland.
You mean swans?
Swans, yes, Swans.
Yeah. Use your words.
I don't know what I said. But
That's all. But
yeah, all right. So he was having a full-fledged 100% melee out in Disneyland with some Swans.
this is how I envision this going down in my head. Some like Matrix style fucking fight scene with fucking this dude who's probably like goddamn like 4 feet tall or some shit.
Right? All right.
Fucking just like trying to fight like 18 like swans. Just doing some like and then you get all the like bolt motion shit.
Swans are some pretty mean sons of bitches, though,
I don't know.
I would believe that these swans probably fought back.
Well, yeah, apparently, because they were probably involved in a brawl at this point in time.
You think it was a one 4 foot tall man hanging out in a lake fighting 10, 15 swans?
And I hope he was in a paddle boat that looked like a swan. There you go. You heard it here first.
That would have topped the cake right there. All right, that's all.
God damn it. 4F. Fucked up fables from Florida. Man.
That's all I got for Florida man.
That's goddamn. I'm telling you right now, this is a great week. Loving it. Loving the energy. I'm pumped. I can't wait to edit this shit. Ladies and gentlemen, that has been episode 32 of the Bangcast. I'm, of course, Gregor Guy.
My name's Casey.
And if you found any bit of this content enjoyable, remember to like, share,
subscribe, and hit the bell button.
Everyone out there watching, enjoy the rest of your week.